Okay, let's double check, make sure everything is working as intended. And I believe so. I believe so. Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning. Today we're back with some more Spellrouge Live. Yes, that we are. I am not feeling the greatest. Mass mat hay fever, slight headache, usual stuff that goes around and comes around anyway. Today, though, we have done our Descent 4, so we're on Descent 5, and then we're going to go through those as well and kind of work up. So we now have to get extra mutators to take, which is kind of the point of where I think this game kind of changes. Everything up to 1 to 4 and the first start is kind of like the simple aspect of the game, and then this is where you start going into that sort of danger zone and stuff. Be noticing getting a lot of this stuff where they get countered on the granite ore, but I think it's still really good to start with, so I'm going to keep it, and yeah, let's go on. We'll see what we can do. We will see what we can do. So we have to take 3 mutators now. Gaze from beyond, interesting. When entering Sanctuary, lose 1 spell. I'm not a fan of that. Reduce its attack by 10. Not a fan of that either. I might take this and just take the damage, actually. Don't mind Clumsy, I've got nothing to counteract it yet, and I think just taking 30 damage I can probably deal with to a certain degree, so yeah. And I'm liking this down the middle route. I do miss out on the shop though, and I probably would like the shop, prefer the shop. I'm gonna go here, because I can still go the other way. But I'm thinking about that shop, and I think the shop might be more important because I'll have more options. And I think that's sometimes what I end up forgetting about is, like, having options sometimes is more important than actually anything else, right? Do that. I should put those in there. But yeah. We'll do what we can. And hopefully you won't take any more damage than necessary. Hopefully not. Ooh, and a Thorn Lash early. Interesting. I do like Thorn Lash. I'll take it. It's kind of worth it. I'm gonna go shop. We have a chance to heal if I'm a bit too scared as well, so I'm gonna give up on the artifact immediately and see what we can do. Okay. That's a 5. Guess, I really wanted to take that guy out, but... So, that, and then do the Thorn Lash, do some damage there, and let's carry on. I like Thorns. Like, Thorns is one of those, setups that I'm always really happy to see. If you can get it, right? Let's get defense first. I am not too sure if this is the best thing to do, but I'm going to do it anyway. Damage there. Damage there. Let's carry on. But yeah, tough weekend for me. I've not been feeling great. Hay fever is all over the place, and, you know... is pretty much the standard for hay fever, really. It's always hilarious. I've never been able to pin down exactly what causes the issue for it. This is 6, that's great. Another 6, nice. But yeah, played up in the middle of the week and I've just not been great ever since. Okay, what we got? Fleeting Might, Wild Strikes, or Sanctify Shell. I guess I'll take this, although it's kind of very expensive, just because it's going to be worth more in gold, so I will do that. I got 30 life, so I'm pretty okay in my opinion, although the bristle is not great. And I probably would like to go here to maybe get like a defensive option. That would actually be kind of nice. Before we face this, and then giving up an event to do it, I guess we'll do that. We did get a defensive option, but we also got a really good bramble growth option here as well for more thorns. So, as the fact that I've got some thorn synergies, I'm going to take the bramble growth here. I'm going to take that. And 2 damage to the front. Or just give me more on the defense on there. Huh. Interesting choice. Ramping this up is also pretty good as well if we got that, but I do need more defense options to do that, which, like, 4s go in there, and we don't really have a way to roll 4s consistently. I think with that, we'll upgrade the thorns, get more thorns stuff going, and then we'll see. We shall see. I think this will work out quite nicely, so... And immediately put that in there, then. Deal the damage, do the reroll, deal the damage. Nothing I can do with that, so we can do damage, and then we'll do damage again. We're up to 7 thorns, which hopefully should work out. This guy doesn't do, nothing there. And then Thorn Lash. Trying to minimize the amount of power I give this guy. Don't want to give him too much, don't want to give him not enough, so we'll work around it a little bit. Do 6 damage to there. Roll that. Get the 5. I could use that. Though. If I do this, we do 5, they're down, and then I can do that to deal 1. They get more power, but they are dead with 1 hit. So, as long as I can defend or get the kill, we should be good. Cool. That was a clean. Praise the Abbot. Praise the Abbot. Huh, Bloom Bolt, interesting. So power is also pretty good. Nurture. I do like. I'm going to take the Bloom Bolt here. And I'm going to be kind of greedy and put it in play. I could have waited to see what the upgrades we would have got was, but I kind of was like, eh. Now, do we get anything I can deplete with? Nothing on there that's interesting enough, so I guess we're going for the guarantee artifact, although this isn't bad. We don't have any blessing synergies, so here we go. Fortify? No blessing synergies. I could take the guaranteed fortify here. Yeah, no, I should hold on to that for now. The guarantee fortify doesn't really help me defend myself. This doesn't either. This is, like, really good in my opinion, but I'm going to take the reroll. Turn 2 extra dice, I'll take that. I just need something that's going to give me the defense I need. And that's the only thing I'm kind of currently lacking, is that defense, so... It would be kind of nice to have it. If I can get it, anyway. Huh. I'm gonna gamble. Did not gamble very well. Beta is kind of annoying, just because it's gonna add on to the extra issues I already have, but we'll deal with it. Bloom Bolt on that guy. I kind of want the armor. Here. Just to make sure I don't take any more. We've already got like 8 thorns, so this takes a lot on multi-hit stuff anyway. He's getting power, so I don't need to worry about that. Let's maybe just get some 6s, like start ramping that up. Thorn damage is the best damage. That's a 5, that's a 5 in there, we've got a 6, that's 10, that's done. Bloom Bolt I think is going to be pretty good with the Beast Within bit. Sting gives me the ability to kind of reroll stuff, so that's not too bad, but I just need something defensive. And Transfigure kind of fits perfectly with what I wanted to do. Extra defense for the 3. We've got some deplete effects. I'm going to take it. Because I can use Bramble Growth for the thorns, or I can just go with this for the defense. And I still get defense out of that. So we got some flexibility. Although I wish I had more stuff on here. But we'll do what we can. We'll do what we can. And give me a spell. Let's go. Stalk, Carapace. I like the idea of that as well. That's a nice upgrade also. Although, do we kind of want to go something better than this? Carapace is very good defensively. Would kind of beat out Sting? Maybe? I don't know. I really like Sting though. It works on evens. This works with 6s, which we kind of want to roll lots of anyway. I really like Carapace, like the ability just to get the defense I want, but I think Transfigure will work fine, so I'm going to gamble. Kill shot, fixation, nothing really good on this. Guess I'll take the kill shot. That has more stuff I can do with it, and I'm still happy with this setup, so we'll continue on. Like, once I got enough thorns, I don't need any more thorns as such, so that's the kind of the strategy we'll go with on this. We will just drink this immediately. So that's kind of like what I'm planning around. Roll that. Put that in there. Roll that again. Got a 5, which won't give me anything else, so I should use that to deal damage. And then put the 4 to deplete this, which gives me 6. Yeah. Gives me 10 bluff. Should buff this up at some point when I get the opportunity to. 6 damage. Flip. Only 5 on that, so the 4 goes in there to start that up. Do the 5 there. At least he's not getting more power. Thorns again. And do that. 15-7. We're not doing too bad. I still think I need something better for the Transfigure to trigger. I will drink this Foresight for the next turn. Start rolling. Another 6. Another 6. That 5 will just go in here then. Trigger that. The 1 goes here to deal with more thorns, and Blue Bolt just to not deal any more damage, really. Could have got more thorns out of it. Could have got more thorns. That would be a good idea, wouldn't it? 5. Roll the 2. 6. Roll the 2. Nice. 20. I think I'm done, yeah. Blue Bolt doing work already before we even started. Took some damage, but I think that's pretty good. Rage Blade, not really what I want. Extra dice is always extra dice. Glint Glaive, interesting. Ultimate Power. Huh. I could go that. Like, this upgrade for Ultimate Power I always do like, and then it's like a way of just stacking damage if you can, like, cast this automatically. Is there any other better options? I think there are a few that I could benefit more from than these, because I don't have any power yet. Don't really go on that with casting spells, and Glint Glaive we're not really scaling, so we're going to reroll. Emanate. Again, I like the idea for the deplete effects and stuff, which is an interesting idea. Pox Flare is really, really good, like, just straight up. Just, like, super good. To be honest, I may even just take this, but I'm kind of thinking, like, Emanate again fits the build of depleting stuff and getting the deplete effects triggered, which I kind of like the idea of. But, yeah, I can't turn up Pox Flare. Shame. Shame. I'm going to reroll these as well, so you can get something better. A countdown reduct immediately. Interesting. On odd turns, we can roll extra dice, or, yeah, we'll just take the odd turns. Not the greatest, but I think that's okay. I think I take out the Bloom Bolt for now, because Pox Flare could be my damage. Yeah, no, I think the Sting gives me the ability to just have those extra rolls. I need them. Huh. I think that's the better option. Because the extra damage I get from the Pox Flare is going to be more beneficial in the long term. A Fortitude immediately. I am going to take that. I do not care. Enemies can get that, so that's there. Start a battle receiving a guaranteed 1 could be a bit of an issue. Start a battle random silence. I don't think that'll affect me that bad. Yeah, enemies can take the health regen. That is all okay. Yeah, I'm happy with that. And just taking this to get the Fortitude, which is going to be like super good for this build, which means I'm going to remove the Bramble Growth, I think, because guaranteed Fortitude is going to work really well. The upgrade on that would be awesome. And Transfigure means I'm fully defensive, which means I can go into a more Bloom Bolt build rather than Sting, maybe? I'm thinking. Yeah, why not? Like Pox Flare is interesting, but I think we can go this build. Transfigure and Fortitude and work so well together. The upgrade on this will also be really good, just to have more defense rather than that. And then going into this upgrade to guarantee that extra 2 is going to be huge. Okay, so we got the idea of what we want to do. The shop is irrelevant to us, so I want to go this route. So we are going to this shop, I guess, and seeing if there's anything interesting. Not bad. I can't get any more, can I? What's that? 340, 55. If I disenchant everything, I can get something interesting. Do I need any of that stuff there? Well, that's gone. Kill shot's gone. Pox Flare I don't really want anymore. Now, do I give up the Bramble Growth, or do we give up the Sting? The Bramble Growth is probably something we can give up. Like, we're going to get Thorns from this upgrade anyway, so... I can't consistently roll 4s, so yeah, okay, we'll do that. And a decent artifact. When we gain that, we gained a blade. More delay block, I'll take that. A bit of extra defense is nothing to sniff at. Okay. Yeah, take your regen, it's fine. My Transfigure will deal with everything I need it to. Damage there. Love that I got the problem attached to it. So we're going to do this into that to gain that, which we get the 9 block, and then that. Reroll this, maybe get a 6, we did not, so that goes in there and we're done. Still no Thorns, but, you know, is what it is. Let's repeat the original effect. Check that in there, check that in there. I've got a 1 I can use, which will start gaining some Thorns. Need a bit more defense, which I wish I had the Carapace for now, but is what it is. And that's a 6, finally. And a 3 into the 1. Like, the amount we should get Thorns with this build might be a little bit good, but also it might be bad as well. I do think I need to upgrade the Fortitude, though, just because I might actually have more uses for it that way. I might take that guy out. We can. Then Thorns and Thorns. Like, something that gives me, like, more Thorns, like the effect is triggered twice or something, could be pretty good. But again, we're still more on the focus on, like, I need more defense. So, yes, that is something I must watch out for. Nice bloom ball. Crusader, nice to see you, man. How you doing? I am feeling a little bit rough today, and I've been feeling rough all week. Ooh, Infused Potency or Terrafall. Ooh, these are interesting choices. I'll take the Infused Potency. I don't think I'll use it, but it's worth money, so... You have a potential for a very interesting Thorns build that is going off, and it's hitting my Thorns straight away every single time, so... We're going to see what I can do with it anyway, at least that's the plan. I know the feeling of being a bit tired. I'm feeling it too. It's hay fever season. I've literally just turned around and I got the front end of it already, so... You know, I'm the usual British person there, so I am a person who cannot stand the outdoors. Although I live in the countryside, so I'm not exactly a city boy. Let's trigger that. Let's trigger that. What are we doing here then? What are we doing here? I want to get this Thorn build to work. That's my main thing today. I've been given the blessings of the Thorns, so we're going to try and do our best to make it work. Another 6. Yeah, I'm going to take 5. It's fine. I got a Bloom Bolt, which is like my scaling damage for later, so it's not too bad of a build. I just will need more dice to run. Carapace, I did say I wanted that, so I will take it. It's a better defensive option. Using it, though, at the moment is a bit of a problem, so we'll carry on. Let's go for the artifact. Come on, Thorn Synergies. Nope. And I guess we'll... Let's go Lifeblood Vessel. I'm already lower than the half anyway, and I think I'm going to take a lot of damage from this fight in particular, so... I would like to min-max that a little bit. Ooh, that really hurts my defense. Like a lot, actually. Luckily, it's a turn where it doesn't really matter too much, but that is going to be an issue. Let's try and get some defense. How are we going to do this, then? I just realized, yeah, I've literally been, like, ruined. This is actually more defense to do this way than it is to do it any other way, which is kind of dumb. And do I guess we're going to set the Thorns up here. I'm going to set the Thorns up, see what we can do. This is going to be one of those fights where if I had potions, I'd be in a better spot. If he had potions. 5 again, really. That's a kill. I think we're all good. I'm surprised how well this is still working, because it's definitely not the best setup, unfortunately. Okay. I guess like getting like at least a minimum of like 10 armor and stuff is like still not too bad. And I do have the health to kind of save it, and we're still getting like the extra die here, and yeah, on turn 2 we get it, so we're getting odds, then that for a good setup early. It's probably not too bad. Putting that and that in there then. And yeah, I guess the barrier is also like doing some really heavy lifting. Oh. Don't know why I kept hitting that one, but, you know. Bloom Bolt scaling is doing the scaling it should do. Oh, it's just done now. I want to be a Thorn build, and yet I'm showing it basically being a Bloom Bolt build with some defensive stuff. And there's the Thorns potion. What are we going for here? Just take the Gleaming Force for now, I guess. And I really want to upgrade this, just because it will give me so much more. But like that double infused potency could be like really, really good. Just to have it in the build. I'm doing this. I want the extra defense now. Rune or Artifact, or lose Gleaming Force for the Ritual. I'm going to take the Rune or Artifact. We got a Domination Rune. Huh. -1 charge for +8 damage. Bloom Bolt doesn't sound like a bad idea. It's like I'm going to be casting it once and it starts up higher if I do. Or do we just go for this because... it would just be good for disenchanting. I'm going to go for the Bloom Bolt. I'm using that as a one-shot thing anyway, so I think the extra damage on it will be pretty good. And we'll get some healing here. Get extra 12, right? Yeah. Oh, some of my defense is gone. Not great. Let's do some rerolls then. That goes in there, that goes in there as well. That give me some defense. I'm going to use this potion in this fight. I want it done as quickly as possible, so... hopefully trying to get these guys out is going to be pretty good. So even, I'll turn show. A 2 and a 2, trigger that. And that is a good 20 damage. Don't know why I rolled that one. I should not have done that. My concentration will be out the window today, I know it. I'm going to make poor decisions constantly, and it's going to be great. Oh. 5 and a 1, that goes there. Check that there. Don't be silly. Yeah, that early Bloom Bolt upgrade, just to have like 8, just saves me so much. Like, it's just a good amount of damage. Cultivate Might is interesting. Earthquake, I always like Earthquake. The issue is that morph thing on it as well. Huh. Morph into random spell. I'm so tempted to take that. Just because, like, I should transfigure it straight away, and it also morphs, so it becomes something else. And I've never seen the mechanic work in any particular way, because I never take it. But I still need an upgrade, so, I mean, I'll take it. Why not? If we get the chance to put it into the build, we could do some fun stuff. No point healing, because I'll gain 12 anyway. Terraform. Soap Power, I don't care about that. Roll again, and Magic Stone Meld. And Spring into Action. Let's take some Stone Meld. You never know, that might come up. At least it'll take it away from the boss pool, so it won't be in there when we hopefully win this fight. Okay, he is offensive turn. You don't need to worry about that. We're not going to be offensive, I don't think. So let's get some 6s rolling, get my defense going. Don't want to use... no, that counts as a defense spell rather than that. Okay, so it was, yep. Well, what I was thinking is does the morph effect disappear after it morphs? That's the question I'm more interested in. Because I know, like, obviously morph into a random attack spell or, like, the same category that it is. I assume it sticks to the same character class as well, because there'll be some logic behind that. But I'm more interested in seeing if, like, oh, will it be, will I still get more, other value out of it? Let's just do that. Could I morph it again and again and again and again and again, or will it just be a morph and that's it, done? Yeah, we'll put that in there. Because I've never messed with it, because, yeah, it's always been one of those things where I'm like, yeah, I just have a feeling this is going to be terrible. Not saying that it is, just always had that feeling. Let's do that to get me all my defense for the turn. No point being offensive here. I know, it's probably been ages since anyone's really picked it up and gone, how good is this spell? It is kind of terrible that, like, spells like that still not exist, but just don't get the praise they probably should do. And that's fine, we can roll that. That's another 6 for the Bloom Bolt. So the rune does stay. See, like, this is where you kind of think about, like the effects and, like, how they actually have an effect on things. We're stacking up our barrier here, this would be great. Because I think, like, that, like, subtle differences like that can basically mean the difference between, like, winning and losing. Like, in, like, many aspects. So it's kind of, like, nice to know that's how it functions. I guess we'll put the 3 in here to set that up. Do we just do blue bolt? No, let's get thorns. Let's get more thorns. And the thing is, I always like knowing for those fringe cases, because as you get up to higher descents, you just don't have the opportunity to mess around as much. No, he's going for... Okay, no attacks this turn. So we'll just do that. Yeah. We can play defensive, that's fine. We'll just do that for once. We've got enough defense for the turn. And then... guess we're doing this. Oh, more 6s. Nice. Have the thorns. It's kind of actually something I said before I started streaming today. Like, with Spellrouge, like, even the descent stages, the only real kicks you end up having is, like, on descent 5 and then, like, things like descent 11, I believe, or descent 10, where you kind of end up having, like, the extra stuff kick in. So all the extra modifiers and stuff and things like that, when they start hitting you with those, is where you really kind of start noticing the skill difference and, like, the power difference and things. Which I kind of enjoy. Like, it's actually a lot better to deal with that stuff then. It also gives you room to experiment. Oh, I should not have attacked. My bad. It's kind of one of the reasons why I'm... like, I kind of been spoiled by Spellrouge a little bit. I should say. Actually, a lot. I've been spoiled by Spellrouge. Because I'm still arguing with myself on playing Slay the Spire 2 and feel like certain characters are just not working for me, and I don't know if it's my fault or the game's fault. I completely agree with that statement. The fact that the sort of ascensions on this as well it's done so tastefully that like the scaling for it is done so well, and between that, even within the same descent, because you pick different modifiers, it allows you to kind of curate stuff to get benefits and disadvantages a lot more to your build. So like dice destruction for Azar is so good. You know, choosing to take more modifiers to get a benefit like a random spell or stuff like that is also really interesting. It's one of those things where player choice is still kind of like given to the player, and they can do whatever they want with it, and it's not like a taken away from them. And because the way that it functions on a dice mechanic system is probably one of the biggest things that I give this game as a benefit, because yeah, there's a bit more consistency in it. Now that is me being a bit kind of facetious when it comes down to card roguelites and stuff, and deck-based mechanics. I don't mind them, I'm just... Anyway. Put it this way, I stopped playing Hearthstone because of random BS Go, and, yeah. Ooh, a Bastion. I think we'll go for a Bastion here. I got ways to roll those, so I think that's actually pretty useful. I keep Stone Meld. Leaning Force can go. Carapace doesn't need to be around anymore. Ah, see, Yu-Gi-Oh! For me was something different. It was more the fact that you were basically playing I guess Solitaire? It's like, I got a good opening hand. Does my opponent have any hand traps? No? Okay, I win. That game is way too fast, and they kind of shot themselves in the foot with it. It doesn't really make a difference now, whatever happens with the game. Yeah, let's put that in there, actually. Bastion, Thornlash. Could be very interesting. What have we got here? I will re-roll these. I hope we get something decent. Keep 10 block between turns. That's actually kind of nice. Roll that Stygian die at the start. I do like an extra die that I can just use whenever I want. Don't have re-roll mechanics though for it, which could be a bit of a problem. I will say this, and I think Yu-Gi-Oh! As the card game is a victim of the anime series, as like game mechanics go and everything else as well. Because like the new series had to have a new mechanic or a new thing, they had to introduce that into the card game as well, which just makes it very difficult to play around. And then they build like really cool mechanics they like around that, which then really hinders on the power scaling. So everything, every single time a new anime is released, it's got more power scaling compared to the old mechanics. And some of them they're still struggling with today. I think, was it the is it the numbers and the synchro summons? Like, they're still suffering from those two mechanics being in tandem with each other. What they really should have done is had phases and, like, removed those mechanics as the new one got through, but people wouldn't like that because you spend a lot of money on these cards. Yeah, corporate greed and restrictions, I agree with that as well. Like, it always is, you know, make everyone buy the new cards and stuff. But yeah, it's either one or the other. Like, I don't know which ones the mechanics come from, but special summons, no limits. I agree with that, yeah. The fact that you can literally special summon, like, so many different things. And what's worse is, like, I've seen it in... I've watched some of the competitive ones, and, like, I've seen matches where someone has their full... I think it's, like, is it 6 or 7 cards they have at the start, or is it 5? But they have a full hand of hand traps, and they still lose turn 1. Like, explain that to me. Like, the guy literally has a full hand of hand traps to counter what their opponent's going to do, and they still lose. because they just didn't have enough. And at that point, then you're pretty much playing like poker or something. You're not really playing an actual card game. Let's keep some extra armor. I think the early turns that'll help out with. Repeat the spell. +1 status effects. Ooh. Ooh. I kind of want that amplify rune. I kind of wanted to put it in there because it give me 3, but it does mean I'd lose 3 on this. Kind of pays for itself though, right? But yeah, the idea of like every single kind of like mechanic. Yeah, the bloody junk deck, yeah. Yeah, I was thinking the repeat spell would be interesting. The issue is like, I'm not sure, how does repeat work with the deplete effect? Oh, on the Bastion. Ooh. I think you are correct. Because I only need 1-5 to get the effect going, don't I? Ciderman, you are correct on that. I think that is the proper play there. Well done for pointing that out, because I would have missed that. Yeah, I think like the issue with Yu-Gi-Oh! I always probably had, from my opinion, was the moment where you only needed 1 card to build a board from nothing. And at that point, it's kind of like top decking is like it's win or lose. And that's also one of the reasons why I stopped with Hearthstone, because the exact same thing would happen. It's just like 1 random card and suddenly you've lost. There's not much you can really do about it. Yeah, that's kind of fine as well to have. And the thing is like when you start getting losses from random stuff or bit of BS really, it doesn't feel good to play anymore, because you don't win through skill or planning, you just lose through randomness in some cases. And there is a bit of that in card games anyway. The issue is when you can't like counter it in any way. Like even if you put all the counter cards for a particular strategy into your deck, most likely you are still going to lose to the same strategy that you're trying to counter. So there's no point in countering it, at which point it becomes an aggro fest, which is what a lot of games always boil down to, is being more aggressive. Yeah, I think go for those. I mean, I could do that with turn 1, because like I don't care about clumsy, but these I can deal with quite easily. I think it was always one of the things that is the fact that aggro decks were never meant to have cards that dealt with the board early, right? So I normally take like yeah, a power creep. It's always inevitable with a lot of card games, because everyone wants to do cool stuff, and you always want the new thing and things like that, which is totally it's acceptable. I'm not going to deny that. And you know, you do have rotations out. The problem I always have is like when the power creep is so much that the games come down to a coin flip, and it's like if I guess heads, you win. If I guess tails, I win, kind of thing. You know, that's the issue where it is, and it's like people will have 2 sets of the same deck, and it is who goes first is the winner. That's why aggro gets so more important. The issue is when you have a perfectly suited control deck to counter aggro, and you still lose like, you know, 49% of the time. It's kind of like, and the thing is like, that's if they don't get a perfect draw. If they get a perfect draw, you lose 100% of the time. It's like, that's terrible. It's more on the splits on like counter matchups I always have an issue. Blizzard had its own issues internally from a lot of stuff, and I think every company is exactly the same for quite a while. Like, nothing's really changed in any of them. They're all very short-term gains is kind of the thing I think is their way about it. We'll take that action. Because getting that upgrade could be really, really good. I could even give it some uses. No, what do we want? What do we want? What do we want? Don't really care about Stone Mail being in this. Yeah, I mean, I always tend to look at a Magic the Gathering, 'cause that's kind of how I got into card games, like, originally, years and years ago. Yeah, let's just do that. And I always look at that as a basis for how to play aggro, how to play mid-range, and how to play control. And what you find is like, a lot of your control decks tend to not have early board clears, and a lot of aggro decks don't really have anything to deal with the board early. And other stuff... Oh yeah, that power creep is going out the way now. Like, the fact that you've got literally cards that cost 1 mana less that do the same thing as a 5 mana card, and so on and so forth. Like, there's plenty of them out there as examples, especially I think with the new set coming out now. I think there's even more of that coming on. But what's hilarious, like, they'll design cards that just power crept by older cards, which is also kind of funny. But the split between an aggressive deck, a control deck, and a mid-range deck, between all of those, and combo decks and everything else as well, it is very night and day. They are very polar opposites. And even in control matchups and stuff like that, or like aggro control matchups, you tend to find that the aggro is not favored if they've got like the actual counter set up. That's me kind of being a bit on the negative side towards like aggro and stuff. I mean, I just find it's not as fun to play, but not denying that for some people it is the better way to go about playing a game. Sapling die. Yeah, let's do that. More defense. Water, earth. Let's go for an earth spell. We might get more deplete effects. I don't know. I mean, like for me, I'm always on. I like having good matchups. Like, I mean, at one point, I played a lot of like Two-Headed Dragon for Magic the Gathering and stuff, which I absolutely adore. By the way, I think it's a great game mode to play with like a bunch of friends and stuff. And what was so fun about it is the fact that I could like. What did they have at the time? I forget what it was, but essentially I had like a Golgari recursion deck with basically just getting like a bunch of small 1/1s out on repeat every single time. And I managed to go down to like 1 life as a team, and my teammate wanted to quit, and I was like, no, we still got this, we can still win. You know? I just feel like in most of the card games nowadays, like even if they had like the perfect start, you find that there's no comeback mechanics as such anymore. Or if there is comeback mechanics, it is mainly for the aggro deck than it is for like the control ones. But yeah, I am being a big baby about it, I'm not going to deny that. Not going to deny that. But I think, yeah, we are good and set for our defensive build today. I don't think there's anything that can really hurt me as far as all this goes. We have, like, super scaling. We've got, like, an extra bit of carried on defense at the start. So my start is set up and tidy. And, yeah, I think we're in a good spot. What we've got to do is just make sure that we don't cause any other problems. I am wondering on, like, like what's the change that a lot of companies are going to do. Now, I don't think this casts it, does it? No, it just depletes it. Like, I'm wondering, like, how it's all going to change for a lot of card games. Yeah, I could have done, couldn't I? I could have actually, like, gone straight for it. That's a shame. Yeah, this build could have done that. It could have gone final boss, couldn't I? Like, because once I've scaled, that's all that I need to do. Oh well. I could have forced it. I think like this build's only really good just because the fact that... yeah, my scaling even has scaling as well, yeah. We've got scaling defense, so we've got scaling offense. I do laugh at all these runs I get like this. It's kind of hilarious. Metamorphosis. More... I mean, we might as well add it to the pile of spells I have. Why not? Get all the deplete stuff. What have we got here then? What are we going to go for? Just go for better scaling on that. Double my defense. No, I wanted to test this out, so let's test this out. I got time to do it, so let's go. For science. I can use this a lot. Oh, that's interesting. Ooh, okay. So as the Force Science goes, this should morph. Okay, so it doesn't keep it, but it has got a different rune, which auto-casts. Interesting. Now we know, the rune gets changed as well. How delightful, folks. How delightful indeed. The science is very important. The science is always very important. Okay, that's a 5. Cool. That's nice to know, though. That is nice to know. If you want to put a bit of randomness in your builds, the Morph rune is an interesting way to go about it. Let's do that. I really want to get rid of this guy, but like I wouldn't be able to anyway, so let's roll that. So that's my 5. Bastion go. Do that and that. Roll that as well. That's a nice 6. That guy's gone. Okay, we should be able to kill this guy next. You gotta love it, really do. Got the 6. That's a 5 for defense. Nice. Thorn Lash. Attack. Okay, cool. Now it's got to take out the defensive dude. I do love how I get these builds like very consistently. Where it's just like, yeah, I'm gonna constantly scale everything, why not? I'm not too sure if it'd be classed as being unfair, but... Ooh, another 5. Oh, that's mine now. I do like him getting a good amount of like the barrier and stuff as well, so that... Roll. Roll. Yeah, the repeat on Bastion was such a good call, man. Such a good call. Not attack spells deplete. See, this is like really good as well. If I had lots of stuff with the deplete effect, like also this as well, that could be really interesting. I might keep the Earthquake around because I want to mess around with it. Take it, why not? Lots of blues right now. So I'm getting a lot of them. And I don't think I need anything else. I'm just going to take the free heal to have that, because then we can have that going. And I got like all the blue spells. Oh, that's interesting. That can go, that can go. I wouldn't mind having that be funny, but Infused potency is irrelevant. You know, let's see what this earthquake actually gets shifted into. Why not? I don't think I can lose, so... Ooh, that's not great to start off with, but it's fine, I guess. Let's first set my defense up. Do the 1. And roll. A 6. And a 6. Guess the earthquake deals damage to everything. The thorns is going to work out so well. That's a 5. Let's go. They predicted that. Roll. And a 5. 6. Okay, I am defended, so let's do this. Wild strikes with the extra damage. That's funny. That is funny. Okay, that guy's gone. Boom. This guy does do a triple attack, doesn't he? Like a double, yeah. I was thinking he does at some point. So we have a way to kind of like counteract that a little bit. Do that. Roll. Roll 2 6s. Yeah, I didn't know it changed the rune either, but it does. And this is what I mean. For science, I have to figure this stuff out. It is like the rule. So that gets changed and could do all sorts of other cool stuff. So there is kind of no reason to take that, which is interesting. Just get that guy on. So if you've got a spell that you're kind of not a fan of and you just want something kind of random, maybe it's worth picking up. Maybe. Don't think it's great still, but, you know. It may have some synergies. Let's pop that and that in there. That guy's gone. Yeah, it might be something that was kind of like... No, because... Agreed with the random stuff. After my entire escapade of complaining about random BS. No, I think randomness is really good for the game. We should all try and do it. Nah, this game isn't that punishing. I think, like, although I moan about bad luck and stuff, because, you know, I'm a big baby when it comes to stuff like that, I will probably stick to the idea that this game is a game where you kind of dig yourself into a hole more than it is anything else. Like, it'll be like some poor decisions or something else that you make that you go, oh, okay, and you kind of then are suffering the consequences of that poor decision, which I can safely say I've learned that from experience. Safely say I can learn that from experience. And in some cases, like, certain builds just don't function in the way you'd like them to. That guy's now gone. Well, I guess I'm rerolling this. We get 2 6s. I guess we're doing that. Oh, Descent 13 is punishing. That's fine. That's like the end game, isn't it? It's hugely punishing. Like, you don't get a second chance at that game. And that's what I like about it so much, is the fact that I think the whole game is designed around, like, that wiggle room. And then, like, you get to the late game and that wiggle room is completely taken away from you. Yeah, the only reason I kind of like started playing like these lower descent runs is because I was trying to think of like strategies that I could use that would be consistent, and like this is kind of like what I've stuck to throughout the way, because I felt like I wasn't really let's just say I felt like I wasn't really playing the game in the right way, in the right manner. I guess would be a fair assessment of that. Like, somehow I, like, laid onto a crutch all the way through these games. And, like, although I understood the mechanics, and for this game, I think myself, like, pretty good at it to a certain point, right? But I probably didn't understand some of the basics. Yeah, I agree with the punishing effects. Again, that was kind of like the other reason why I did this sort of, like, I'm gonna go back and relearn everything, because I admit, I was losing interest in the game. And as you guys have pointed out to me, I tend to, like, do dumb stuff very often. It's like, you could have won if you did this. And I didn't do the thing that I probably should have done, and did my own thing, and was like, oh, why did I lose? I think it kind of reminds me of me and my Ironclad runs in Slay the Spire 2 at the moment. No idea why. I just cannot get my head around that character at the moment. I feel like my entire toolkit for him in specifically is just like thrown out the window. Yeah, like every 6 dice roll get destroyed. It's one of the things that like this game really is. It's all about that dice management and dice efficiency. I made like loads of videos, I think, like showing some of the stuff, like you want to get as much value from your dice when you play them. Yeah, Ironclad seems weak for, I think, for a lot of reasons, and I think one of the bigger reasons is like his main toolkit of scaling power, which is one of the things that you do quite a lot in many different ways. So the Ironclad, in my own opinion, I think was more just on like the big bonk strategy. And yeah, Reaper got taken away as well, I agree with that. And Reaper was a crutch as well, like you got life back from being able to take damage and stuff, and now you don't really have any consistent healing to play those strategies. But also the other bit is that a lot of the enemies tend to have damage limitations on them for smaller ones, so you take lots of damage early without realizing it. Yeah, you can't just face tank them, but also you can't just normal tank enemies either. And I mentioned this in some of the videos, I think. Yeah, the exhaust stuff isn't as good as well. But I think it's just more of, I think there was a YouTuber who released his data on exactly like what runs he did well at and what runs he didn't do well at. And when he released it, you could see like the amount of damage he took from the individual enemies. And I think if you compare that to like the first Slay the Spire, you probably find that every enemy is doing probably like more damage to you all the way through the fights. Like every single time, they're just without a doubt, they're always doing more and more damage. Which I think is one of the things that doesn't help with it. Man, I thought we almost died there. So like, in the early stages of Slay the Spire 1, because I was kind of messing around with it on my phone, a lot of the enemy's attacks can be blocked with just one block. And then you could do damage to them. Plus the sort of turn pattern they had always gave you a turn where you could deal damage to them. So even if you had to block with 3 blocks every single turn, there's always a turn they didn't do an attack. So you always got some form of getting damage in on them. The new game, there are a lot of enemies that just generally don't have the ability for you to do damage a single turn. You have to take damage to deal damage, and that has the compounding effect of then... Oh yeah, I've got no issue with the way they're going with the design or stuff like that. That's their choice and stuff, but explaining why the Ironclad feels weaker than every other class, like, that's the specific way. A lot of the other classes will have ways to get defenses while also being offensive. So, the Defect is a great example of that. His orbs will deal damage and also give him defense simultaneously while he plays cards. The Silent has the Shiv deck, which you can get defense while playing Shivs for free, which also helps out. Plus, there's other ways to ramp that damage up as well. I mean, even the new character, the Deathbringer, like, she actually has the Doom mechanic, which means that she's just got to stack that up enough to the point where they end up taking it. Unfortunately, I have not played the Slay the Spire board game. A friend of mine from work has got it, and I wanted to play, but unfortunately, when they started playing it, I was not around at the time. But it's definitely one of the things I would love to do, and I think that's kind of like where they took some of the design philosophy for the second one from as well, because I've heard it's really good. It's on my list of stuff, and maybe I'll get a board game night up with friends and play it instead of playing D&D all the time. That'll be interesting in itself. But yeah, I think it's like for the Ironclad, I think it's a bunch of little things all the way through that's the issue. I don't think it's like one massive thing that's like being taken away from his toolkit or stuff. I think it's like a lot of little different things. Oh, okay, I'll have to look that up. I will have to look that up. I really should be paying attention to this stuff half the time. Okay, enemies start with... Yeah, that's kind of fine, I think. If I'm doing that, I might as well just... I'll probably go that way. I'll definitely check that out then. But yeah, I had this feeling that just out of curiosity, because obviously you probably played it around Telemann. How long does a game of that actually take? Like, what's the time frame on it? Is it like an hour or two, or is it like 8 hours? just more on the idea of like how I could cram one of those in. Yeah, about 4 hours. That sounds like a good afternoon then. Yeah, I was just thinking because it's one of those things where it's finding the people, and if everyone gets together and stuff, it's yeah, but 4 hours probably on the idea of 5, so a good afternoon probably would make more sense to learn everything, play through it. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's finding the people to sit there and do it with, to be honest, to get everyone together to go, oh, do you want to do this? Because I try organising D&D sessions and that takes a bit. Yeah, well, watching someone blow you up would be or cause a problem for you would be interesting. Yeah, I haven't gone to the Cent 13 just yet, but I will get to it. I think I got strategies that should work, so we'll see. Do we go this way? I do have a shop option as well with that, so yeah, let's go that way. So, let's see how we're going to do this. We need the defense. We don't have enough defense, so I guess it's full offense here. Full offense, take the 6, and then we'll do all that afterwards. But yeah. Ooh, plunge. No, I think you got 3 bosses, right? The Act 3 boss. You got the Doorman, the Queen, and the 3-headed mutant thing, right? Oh, of this game. Sorry, I was thinking there. To be honest, I'm not sure what the devs are doing with this game at the moment. I'll have to have a look and see if there's any news and stuff. Yeah, Act 3 only having 2 bosses is kind of a thing. To be honest, if I was them at this point and taking this game as its sort of like completed thing, I wouldn't be surprised if they were thinking of doing like a Spellrouge 2 and just releasing a second version of it. Like, I'm not sure like how well monetary-wise this game has done overall, but I think it's like a really good kind of roguelike game out there. I'm thinking of Absolution here, but yeah, let's take that. We'll think about the rain. And I think like that's the way they might end up going with it. Yeah, I don't even know if there's anything else really in regards to balancing wise that you'd end up really changing with any of the characters. Like, they have their kits and stuff. I think it's just more on... And you're saying that Azar needs more defensive stuff. Have you seen some of my runs? I think it's more on the issue of just, like, anything else they do is going to add more stuff to the game. And I don't think they need to add more stuff to the game. I think they need to kind of look at the mechanics and decide on what they want to do. And then at that point, then it's like, okay, they probably end up, like, scrapping and then going back to square one, really. You know, maybe keep the characters, tweak them a little bit, and go down that route rather than anything else, maybe. Yeah, I agree. Like Azar is a bit of a one-trick pony, with a lot of the stuff he ends up having. And there are some interesting stuff he has. He just, it's one of the things where they only just tread water. You know, like the Banefire stuff. He had some, when they released a few extra relics for that playstyle to work, there's nothing else that really gives a lot of Banefire and works with that mechanic. And I think an example of like why you kind of feel, like a reason why it can feel like it's like there's just not enough there, is because you've got your bare bones basic with Hazel. Lapis has some very cool mechanics, all kind of play into rolling dice, which they all kind of touch in little ways. Sephara has the static ability where you can spend stuff and it all kind of touches other stuff as well. But Azar is very one thing only. And then we'll do another thing and then another thing only. There's no sort of crossover between any of them. Yeah, to be honest, Azar was nerfed when they made the change for how the wound die were being affected. Like, 100%, it destroyed an entire build mechanic. And I think, like, in the early stage of my channel, like, if you look back, there is an Azar bleed or self-damage build I had that is pure insanity on just, like, how good it could be. The only problem is now you have to take damage and then defend. You can't just defend then take damage, which adds some more complexity to it, and then you have other issues as well. So it basically means you can't do armor stacking while also taking damage, which hinders yourself, really. Which I think is a bit of a problem in the playstyle, really. But you can see why, and you can see why you wouldn't make the change on both sides of it. Just more of a hindrance, I think. What am I going here? I want to keep Absolution in, because I like the idea of rolling dice, which I do quite a lot. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. Do I want to test it against a boss, though, is the question. Interesting. I'm tempted to do this, but I think I want this just so I can gain more defense first. Let's go. Let's see how it goes. The thing is, though, is like Azar's issue with like not having any other good mechanics. I could say the same for Sephara as well. Like, her only good mechanic is static generation, and then flexing into something else. And a lot of people would already say Sephara is like one of the most interesting characters. Visually, she is the most interesting character. But, yeah. It's just something that I think oh yeah, there's a high ceiling on the whole shifting or swapping mechanic and stuff like that. Completely agree. There's a high skill ceiling, or even a high. There's a high bottom skill level for that to be able to work. And she is Giga broken, but you see, you don't complain about it because she's Giga broken and she has really cool stuff she can do. Apart from that, Azar is that one where it's like his stuff just doesn't feel as good as it could be. Not saying it's a bad thing, not saying it's a good thing, just it's one of those things where I probably would agree with that statement as well. Probably the highest win rate I have is probably somewhere with her. But again, I think because she was released after the rest of the characters, I kind of understood a lot of the mechanics a lot more from that point onwards, which, yeah. Not trying to be mean, but we'll point that out, is I understood a lot more of the game the moment after she came about. Well, you probably check my stats and see. Yeah, I agree with that. Saphira is probably like the freest one you can get. Her consistency is really good. Let's re-roll some die. Let's do an impale here as well. No denying that. No denying that at all. I am wondering, like, what is, like, probably... I would love to see the stats if they've got them and stuff, and, like... Oh, it's 5, yeah, 14. Let's just... Consider hitting. Lapis is one of those ones where I would say, yeah, he's probably the most interesting character to play. Because he has so many different things he can do. And they all kind of, like, roll into each other in some way, shape, or form. Like, there's so much more crossover, and he even has, like, isolated mechanics, and that's actually pretty good to pick up. And there are, like, strategies that just always work as well. So I'm thinking I want this to have the rain as well. Or at least get like 4 rain on there, or to get the rain on here. And we'll do that. The Sleet Sky goes in there. What do we got? Every 5 rolls, we're rolling lots of dice, so I'll take that. Ooh, the Encase Azor gives me more die, gives me more rerolls. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Not too sure, but I'm pretty sure there'll be some sort of like codex thing, maybe. There's gotta be something. Can't even sort this, can you? It's in here, so you probably could pull the game file, actually, and then do a bit of not individual character. Can we do it on here? Completion, progress, wins. Best win streak of 5. 5 currently. 12. Highest for stage 1, 13. That's a lot of hours. Yeah, it doesn't give me my win-loss ratio, which is a bit annoying. I can see the wins I've had. So yeah, I probably would say the stats for it, because like all of these around here exist, and they've got star progress, so there's probably a flag for it. So if you probably pull the and that's going back now, it's literally couple of years back. If you pull the probably data file, you probably can find some way of looking at it in Excel or something like that, and then looking at that from there. At least that's probably it's probably the same way you can pull the data for, like, say, the Spire stuff and do the same calculations. Don't know if there's any run data behind that, though, is the only issue, because that'd be kind of more interesting to see, like, what takes more damage, what doesn't. I might take that in case Azor. I really do need more defensive stuff. I'll have a look. My skills at pulling the data out are not great, but I can probably make do and get something out of it. I'm going to take that in case Azor. I do like it. Impale can go. I'll have to get Embrace here as well. See if there's anything else I want. I will take that potion, though. Of course! I love this spell. This spell does double duty every single time I ever take it. It is just, like, so good. It will replace Absolution for now. It does two things. It gives me defense, and it turns around and gets me a dice for the next turn. Like, why wouldn't you do that? And what's great is I can guarantee a specific dice I want to use. Ooh, we can set up the Sleep Sky already, but we need to defend, so let's worry about that later. I can't stop myself. It's a condition. It's something that will always happen. There's no way I can stop myself. And there we go. Oh yeah, I forgot I had that. That's going to auto-cast. That's nice to know. Anyway, what else are we going to do? We flip that, get a 6. Put that in there. An instant remove on you, because you're going to do poison. Flip that. That can go in there and reroll. That's a 5. Delightful. That's a 1. Put the 5 in there. The pass goes over. The good thing is my dice economy is going to be pretty good, so we don't have to worry about most other things in there. And my defense will also be pretty good as well. So yeah, I think we're actually okay. And because the rain only hitting one thing, it should always cause this to trigger. And a 2, that goes to a 5. That goes in there. I do have a problem with taking in cases, or I will admit that. You know, it's just in case, right? Uh, 26 damage. Hey, I never said I had a problem. Winter's Bite. No, it doesn't really work in the way I want it to. I was definitely thinking of this, though. Inundate. Extra dice, triggering with the rain effects could be useful. What's my map like? Let's... You mean I've got to go to A&E? Oh, don't worry. We've also got the other issue of the other... Oh, there's Lacey. We're taking that as well. Oh, I really want Lacey in, but like Replenish is working so well. I guess I have to take the encase out now. That's terrible. Hey, they are like the best defensive spells there are. I can't say no. Are you guys playing a drinking game? Because if you are, I will make you drink a lot. Like, way too much. Get your bingo cards ready, folks. It's a panic now. Like, oh no, he's found out. Quick, guys. Okay, what are we doing next? I guess we'll do that again. Why not? I might have a problem. Not with the card selection, but... I will admit, I do take them a lot. Like, a lot. It's kind of ridiculous in how much I actually generally do take them. Let's reroll all of these. It is kind of funny on just like how much I do take them, to be honest. Now we're going for a one-shot Riptide build by the looks of it. I will laugh the amount of times I end up like getting them like really early or something. Like, that's always funny. What do you mean I'm not going to upgrade? Eye of the Storm is interesting, but I got no way to get guaranteed ones, so I'm not going to worry about that, although that is kind of the upgrade I would love to have. There's going to be more rain, though, on the autocast, which would be interesting. Scythe, or... Ooh, I can get better stuff than that. Let's reroll these. Kind of wish I stuck with what I had. I'm going to take the Cross Pendant. I think weakness is fine if we only got one attack, so we're going to blow them up that way. No, I don't think I can... Like, I really want to upgrade that, but I can't. And I would have liked to upgrade this, but I can't. I need to get them in the build first before I can do anything else. Ooh, no. I don't want to skip our rewards. Let's reroll these. Ooh, Frost Mantle. That's actually, like, pretty good as well. You wait until I start having withdrawal symptoms. To be honest, I will say my Azar builds are pretty much all identical, so you moaning about the Glaciate and the Kazazor. But you aren't worrying about anything else when it comes to Azar, are you? The fact it's like, oh man, he's got it again, more dice destruction. Final Gift is fine. I don't think I'm going to one-shot anyone in the first turn, so I think that is fine. Oh, on enemy death. You're going to hit one guy a turn anyway, right? Yeah, say that. What's always hilarious is, like, especially like last week when we were shooting with that, the fact that I literally got like 3/4 of the way through the entire run before I actually hit the stuff that I wanted to get in the first place, and it was like, oh, there we go, he landed on the things he wanted, he finally got them all. We get 2 of these. Ooh, okay. So my build gets punished by the Djinns here. Yeah, I know. I almost thought about it there, like going there. But no, unfortunately not. But 2 elites, though. I'm going to do something here where this is probably more to do with how my build is. And I'm going to call it now. Is I'm actually going to avoid all the elites here. I'm thinking the shop may have AoE, but again, like, I think... Like, even if I get it, like, how do I really work with this? Ooh, Seaward, another one. Dark Arts. Diminishing Blade is interesting, but doesn't really have anything else. The Touch kind of plays on there. Dark Arts should be an instant take, regardless of what we have, but Sleet Sky will do the job for me. I don't have any other small spells, so I disenchanted my original attack spell. Pretty much my own problem. Otherwise, Dark Arts would be really good here. Actually, do we do a bit of double dipping? No, I think we keep the way we are. Keep our defenses as they are currently. Huh. Yes, I know the Dark Arts Diminishing Blade combo. Like, I'm looking at that thinking, like, that could be a really good build as well. But at the same time, I'm like, do I want to keep my current build set up? The other issue is because I went with the rain upgrade on this before thinking about what was going to happen later. There is a chance that I end up casting Diminishing Blade before I do the Dark Arts. And it only beats the Djinn before phase 3, before it has 3 of them. If I don't get there before then and deal enough damage, I might have problems. And thinking this build by itself can do really well, currently. The issue is I think I need... Okay. Let's all think about this properly. So, my current issue with this build I have is I don't have enough shards. Because I don't have enough spells to put in to maybe just get that a little bit more defense or have a secondary attack. Right? So, the Riptide is a bit of an issue, if we're saying that. Diminishing Blade is just a benefit for this build, full stop, with either what the build I currently have is, or with Dark Arts, just because the double hit and stuff like that means I can still do damage, plus it's still kind of cheap. So I should take the Diminishing Blade, and then maybe Riptide will come out later, so Inundate we can disenchant for getting Diminishing Blade. So I think that's like a straight up yes, we do that. And that's a really good change, does mean that we don't get as much rain to start with. Dark Arts, I like Dark Arts, but I don't need secondary scaling. Sleet Sky will do perfectly fine. Currently, maybe. Do we want to get rid of it? There is a chance. I would have to give up 15, that's 30, 45. Which gives 64? Right? This is 65. So I would need to get rid of Frostmantle to get that in as well. Or get rid of Riptide. The more I keep thinking about it... Yeah, it is better scaling. I'm not going to deny it. It's just... I'd have to give up this... and all of these to get it. So I lose Riptide. The Encase Azor, which I don't really want to give away. I could get rid of Replenish instead, because then I'm not worrying about re-rolling die. Maybe that's the option. Keep the Encase. Yeah, I think that's better. Then I get an extra thing to go back. Okay. I talked myself around it. I'm trying to figure out like what the best way about this is. And then we're basically gonna go with this and just like there. Yeah, it kind of does, but the thing is, even having just this trigger once is still kind of like not bad. But okay, yeah. Okay. I think then we get rid of this because we don't need this either anymore. Because not going for the rerolls, and I get the shard back as well. Then we'll take Dark Arts. I still want to keep the Riptide just in case. And then... You said it before, no. Encase and then Frostmantle. Okay, so we really shuffled our build around to make this work. So now we should be set against pretty much all of the elites here. So let's try that out. Let's try it out, shall we? That 3 can go in there. The other issue I have is this thing, Final Gift, for the Djinn, by the way. Which I've now just realised, but still. Still. Don't need to worry about that guy. Set that guy on fire. Cool. We'll see. I might get punished for playing it like this, though. It's 8 damage, which I can't afford to take. Okay, cool. That lands on there. Now we got that. Get defense first. Okay. Ooh, Plagus. Or Plagius. I do like that as well. That probably does maybe out the in case as well, to be honest. Okay, how are we going to do against the Djinn? So I can reroll this into a 5, reroll that into a 6. That triggers that. Nice. And then 20 damage. So. Okay, that was the real one. This is the only problem we have now. Is the fact they have to double check which is which first. I can't just Ugh. This might actually be a loss. That really didn't split the way I wanted it to. Okay. Okay, that's a fake one. Ah, I forget that happens on the Undying. I just have to go for one and hope. This is a nightmare. I did not know how bad this was going to be. So, okay, guys. I think I'm pretty much, like, ruined here. So... which one's the real one? Should we go all in now? Because we've got 3, 14. I have to cast that twice on here. Which I can do. If I hit the wrong one, then we got problems. So... yeah, guys. Which one's the real one? So I kill any other, I'm pretty much, like, out anyway. Let's cast this on one of them first. You guys do the same thing. You're different. Let's do it on you. If I take you out, I take 14 more damage, which is going to be a problem. Should not gain defense there. I was right. I mucked that up. That's a terrible thing for me. Let's restart turn. Okay. Now, does this mean these... ooh. So we still think... is it this guy now? I hit the 1 and 3 twice. What am I doing to myself? What am I doing? Just take that. Heal me. At least that's the worst fight done. At least that's the worst fight done. Wouldn't mind that. Making this easier to cast could be so much more better, actually. Defense, I think we're kind of fine on. I might regret that later. Heal 15, give me Vampiric Essence. Yeah. Oh, this dude. This dude indeed. So I can go in there. Let's just set up. Set up for a big turn. Gives me that there. That can go in here. That'll give me defense next turn. Take 1. Okay. Get annoyed when they just trigger on the wrong one. Not much I can do about it, though. You survive with 1 HP. Come on. That is hilarious. At least we got through the gins. The gins was going to be the worst part about this, and I kind of think I got lucky, so... But luck is also part of the game, so we're not going to deny that. We are not going to deny that. Don't really care about any of these. Do we have a shop? No, I do not. So we can re-roll to our heart's content. Blizzard. A little bit kind of pointless for this build. I mean, I'll take it because it's worth selling, but it's not needed. Okay. What am I upgrading here? If I get the extra slot, the Plagueis is probably going in anyway. I kind of want this upgrade. Or this upgrade. I need the defense. We'll worry about that later. Yeah, I think this was the better choice. I agree with the statement that this is the way I should have gone. I got a bit unlucky with the first elite fight, but then once the first elite was done, I was kind of like, oh, okay, now I don't need to worry about anything else, so... It's kind of like, yay. You know? Let's target... Should we target you? Or just target one of these guys? I think we are still like one-shot territory, dude, but... Which one got... That guy got the bonus, okay. Huh. Taking damage. I will admit, this is probably the most amount of damage with Lapis I've ever taken. Now I'm having to kind of like lock in to actually do anything I want to do with him. That's kind of a bit annoying, but... Same amount of armor for this turn. I don't think I'll need another turn after it. We got the healing though, so... Panic over. Panic over. Just these guys back. Let's take that for selling again. Now, am I a coward? Yes, I'm a coward. I am not going to deny that. We're going to take the healing while we can. So this one could be a bit of an issue. He's going to defense first. Okay, fine. So, poison. That can roll as a 3, that's fine. That can go to a 5, which should trigger something, hopefully. And that can stack. Don't need to deal damage, but I do want to defend a little bit. Them having the barrier is fine, and I'm only going to do one attack anyway, so once I'm set up, it should be okay. And we'll just wait until we have, like, a stupid amount of rupture on them. Oh no, he's got the thingy now, hasn't he? Oh, I forgot that's also a thing. We should be able to get the kill this turn, I think. Not quite. I still keep getting really good stuff, don't I? Ciderman, you are the man that is telling me exactly how I should play this game. Don't care about that. Splitting first dice is interesting. I'm not sure about the Vexing Robes. I've never really liked them. Ooh. This thing gives me actual long defense. I do like that scaling defense. Total Hallbark, I really do like that. That's gone then. That can go. I'm gonna take that. And I'm gonna reroll these. See what else we get. Ooh. Leftmost cast, on even turns. And then we get rightmost cast with this. Huh. Huh, indeed. Is there a way we can force this a little bit? Or do I just ignore this and go for Chest of Wonders? I think Chest is way too good. Like, if I get, like, auto-cast on this every turn, like, it's just brilliant. Every other turn is kind of whatever, right? Like, none of these auto-casting is any good anyway. Glacier is kind of okay. And Frostmantle is interesting that there's every 3 turns. This auto-casting... yeah, it can be good. The issue I have with it is like, I already got the lower countdown cost, so that's fine. I don't have to worry about that for casting it. The other issue is, like, this is only every other turn. The Rainfall, actually, yes, you are correct on that. There's an extra die every other turn, isn't it? At least as a bare minimum. It's an interesting debate. I could get more value from this, though, is my thing. Or what I'm trying to think. We'll take the Hydra Cube. It's the fun thing. We got 2 auto-cast things, so, like, why not do that? I just need to find somewhere to shuffle these around. So. I like the flip. The flip is really useful. Should probably keep that in there. Don't need that for now, or that. So how do we fit Rainfall in currently? Do we take out Frostmantle now, actually, is a question. And then put Rainfall and put that at the front. We'll try this. Yeah, the issue with it is, with the mana inversion, is the fact that because it flips the die, and autocast always puts in the highest value die, you always guarantee yourself a 1. Which isn't bad, which I could use with the Tidal Holbrook pretty effectively, but it's a guaranteed 1 versus, say, like this being rolling anything. So it's kind of like, I'd rather have that if I can fit it in. But yeah, you are right, there is that option as well. Convoke is not bad. At least having more health is fine. And I will pay 50 gold. I've got enough gold. Not taking that. Actually, we could just take the ritual stuff, couldn't we? I don't have rituals. That's a free pickup, if I ever saw one. Actually, no. It's interesting. You are right, it's weird to have it there, but it doesn't actually cast it because this is not castable. It doesn't have a charge, so it casts the Glaciate still. So, yeah, weird mechanics that are popping up every so often when they do, you know? The more you know. Yeah, I've fallen into that sort of thing before where I looked at it and gone, hang on a minute, does that work the way I think it does? And it's just like, yeah, so it'll actually cast this. Even if I don't have a dice in it, it'll still cast Glaciate. Which, might as well have some fun here. Put the rain down. Although it doesn't really matter. Take your 20. That's kind of cool. That triggers after, so I always have the rain. I like that. And it's actually kind of useful. Get a 5 there. We kind of defended on that, so I don't need to worry about it. Don't use the 5, use the 4. Yeah. That passed over. Interesting. Weird mechanics. Just knowing this stuff sometimes is like really interesting. You're doing 25, so let's try and remove you. I can go in there. Neither did I, and that's also kind of nice to know with an issue with Encase Azor as well, just in case that ever becomes a thing later down the line. This is why I love this game. It's like even now with actually playing it, I am still finding new things like all the time. Even now. Yeah, I do feel like it's kind of a bit like Spaghetti Code Junction with all the type of stuff you end up doing with it. Defend up. We'll have to see them. Guess we'll take you out. Next. The I only can kill one enemy a turn is actually very frustrating. But we'll deal with it. We will deal with it. It's okay, don't worry. He's got the damage. He's got the DPS. It's all okay. Generate some more rain. I think more rain payoff would be nice as well. Ooh, a regen potion. Fathom, Crushing Wave, Reality Ripple. Getting the Frost Mantle back in I would like. Do we play safe and go shop? Yeah. I can get at least like 2 relics from this otherwise, so... Tether is... No, it takes away from the Diminishing Blade if I play it, so... And I can't kill everything all at once. Submerge, I kind of like the idea of, though. Just because this is technically better with the upgrade, if I do go for the upgrade on the Plagas instead, because I can't upgrade that. But I don't think I need to worry about much. That could be also pretty interesting. Yeah, that's one of those. So let's get that, because with Frostman still going, I could see some really cool stuff with that. That doesn't need to be in, that doesn't need to be in. They start with weak, every third and dies getting a concoction. When spells cast, random spell gets +2 charges, don't care about any of those. Fury aim that. Random icy die, extra dice roll. Let's get that random icy die every so often. We shall see, we shall see. Yeah. That, my friend, is a horrible start. Yeah. I knew it was going to happen eventually, because, like, it's got to. But the fact that, like, that's the way it happened was kind of like, But it's fine, we can work our way around it. Just go look at the bright side. We had a regen potion, and we can kind of regen our life back, so it's alright. Do I want 10 more life, is the question. Let's get this guy going. Ooh. Not bad. Ice Ward. I always do like a good Ice Ward. It's another one I'll always pick up. Am I still scared? No. So let's do this elite fight. I don't think there's a single elite that I probably wouldn't want to face there. Yeah, this one's like fine. I should be able to outscale him pretty quick. So let's just do just that. Don't need to defend immediately. Get a good amount of defense, and yeah. Okay. Icy die. I'm loving that works like that. And that is 36. 5, that goes down. I had to put this in here, so he does getting 10 back, just because that's enough defense. And then... Those two can go together. That goes there. Do this. Flip that. Do it again. I mean, we're all fine. I mean, I don't need to worry anymore. Just don't care about those. Guess that was probably the best elite I could fight there. Out of them all. Don't care about any of that. I'll take poison barracks, always find that interesting. This goes in, and then we put in the frost mantle, because that will work with the band. Coming up with all the weird combos again. I'll say heal, I don't care about anything else here. I think the build is pretty much set. Rolling sixes, extra choices, don't care about any of those. Keeping some block between rounds, I'll take that. Extra bit of free block. Barrier would be less, so might as well make the most of it. Nice. That triggered on there. Now we target this dude to get the damage for it. There's a kill, so can min-max a little. 5 down there. Trigger that one there. And Frostman on the trick. Now we can guarantee at least one round of Icy Die. Yeah, I guess this run is pretty much over, which is a bit of a shame. I was hoping to get more out of it, to be honest. I was hoping to get more out of it. Super offense, pretty much, is the name of the game. Cold Snap, interesting. I think we just take whatever, go in here, take the heal, make sure we're all good, and then boss battle. I could have got higher score, but... Okay, okay. Put that to a 6. We can do this into there. Start stacking that up. Put that and that in there. Get those triggers. Deal the damage. I am not defended, so I guess we'll just take the hit. The scale. You gotta remember I gotta defend against these guys, which is the other issue. Which I will forget every single time. Bypass that thing. Flip that. 5 goes in there. Set that to 1. Take 3 damage. The icy die. Why did I even do that? Should have gone for the kill on that guy. Okay, I'm playing terribly. My brain is fried. Which is not helping me either. What are we doing? Defend. That and that. That and that. Okay. Put that in there. And that's still damage. Let's get this guy down as quickly as we can. Hopefully then I'm not panicking about it. Yeah, I'm thinking that as well. My worry is the hands can get a little bit out of control. And sometimes Dark Arts doesn't really trigger in the way you want it to. Which is normally my forte. Stuff not happening in the way that I want it to. But if they're defending, I don't need to worry about it too much, so... Then go in there. That'll trigger on that. Nice. And defended, so we'll do this again. At least then that should clear everything up now. That 4 can go there. Flip this. Flip that. 31. Doesn't kill me. Yeah, I'm going to use the Vamp Potion here. I think I'm going to do a lot of damage, so I was like, let's not be silly. Get the full heal. And then we'll have them next turn. And that is done. That was actually pretty good. I will admit that, yeah. I think that was more luck than it was actually skill this run. I was not paying attention to a lot of stuff, but yeah, that was a good call to swap over to that Diminishing Blade Dark Arts combo. Really good call. I probably wouldn't have done it completely and stuck with the Hailstorm build instead, which probably would have made me lose, but then I probably wouldn't have gone for the elites though. So, it's a bit of a toss-up. Is a bit of a toss-up. Yeah, I'll have a look at my and pull out all this data and stuff and see like what the win ratio is. I guarantee it's less than 50% because I'm terrible. The genie was luck, and what's hilarious is I got lucky twice. So I selected the right one, but didn't have enough damage, then selected the right one again. Now, the odds of that is a bit... What's that, 1 in 9? But yeah, I'm going to leave it there for today. I'm not feeling the best, so I'm probably going to take a nap and get some food and that stuff sorted, because... Yeah, I got a long day of work tomorrow, and then maybe I'll stream a bit tomorrow, actually, after I finish work, rather than get a recording set up and see how I feel. Yeah, thanks guys for joining me. Yeah, around 11% or so. Around the 11%. It's not impossible, but yeah. The problem is, like, you're a human being, you follow faulty logic. You think, he's working to a different one, so he should be different. But yeah, thanks for joining me, guys. Appreciate you all. Alright, and yeah, I'll try and yeah, I'll have a nice rest, man. Nice to see you all as well. Appreciate you all, especially you, Crusader, man. Thanks for sticking around. And yeah, and I will see if I maybe stream tomorrow after work, so probably around 6 GMT, 6 PM that is, hopefully around there. But yeah, take care all.